Hey guys, I am so happy that I can say that I am a former diabetic, and I know that you guys will be able to say the same thing soon if you're not already. That is, if you stick with it and eat the proper human diet. However, there is something that stays in the back of my mind, something that I think on fairly often, and it always comes to the forefront of my mind every time I check my blood sugar. And it gives me a level of anxiety, if you will, which is the reason for this video. So stay with me. Hey guys, my name is Susan and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I have been living a ketogenic lifestyle for the past year and a half. I have since reversed my type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, high blood pressure, stage 1 kidney disease, and I have lost 100 pounds to date. You can catch up on my health journey by watching some videos, which I'll have on the screen somewhere at the end of this one. So here's the scenario, guys. A dietary lifestyle change seems to have worked, right? Perhaps you've been doing keto carnivore even for a few years by now, and you've reversed your type 2 diabetes, and all is well with the world until it's not. Your glucose of 85 is now 95. Then it's 115. Next, it's 130. And nothing you do is bringing it down. You have ruled out all of the causes, such as you're not, eating what you're not supposed to be eating. You're truly eating keto carnivore. You're not extremely stressed. You're not a female on their cycle. It's just gradually going up, and you don't know why. My friend, if you're experiencing this, it may be time to go to your doctor. We mostly hear about type 1 and type 2 diabetics. But are you aware that there is a type 1.5? In case you haven't, it's also referred to as LADA, which means latent autoimmune disorder in adults. When someone is LADA, they are essentially transitioning from type 2 to type 1. Those with a family history of type 1 are at a higher risk of developing LADA, as the very same reason you become type 1 is the same reason you become LADA. It's an autoimmune disease that attacks the pancreas. Except with LADA, it happens late in life and at a slower rate. And this is why type 2s are sometimes misdiagnosed as type 2 when they are actually LADA. Now, I know that the doctor who diagnosed me as type 2 told me that, I had to be type 2. There was no way I could be type 1. That's only brought on in childhood. But guys, if you're experiencing an unexplained increase in your blood sugar, you need to go ahead and ask them to do a C-peptide test on you. A C-peptide test will tell you how well your pancreas is functioning. And if they refuse, you can have one done through Own Your Own Labs, which I will leave a link to in the description below. You can also be tested for the antibodies for this autoimmune disease. Hopefully your doctor won't refuse to do the test, and if you end up being LADA, maybe it'll be a learning lesson for your doc as well. And if they refuse to give you these tests, maybe you should consider firing that doctor because you deserve a doctor who's going to work with you. And remember, your doctor is supposed to work for you. Now, here's what's fascinating to me. Guys, it's the same autoimmune disease that causes children to become type 1, as is LADA in an older adult. But when it happens in a child, it happens super fast. One day your child's fine, and the next they're sick and in the hospital, finding out that their blood sugar level is 7, 8, 900, maybe even higher. But for LADA people with LADA, it's a gradual process, and they say it can take up to 10 years for it to finish its progression. That means over the course of 10 years, your pancreas is slowly declining in function. So that means the increase in the blood sugar is a slow increase. So it's not as noticeable. And that's why type 2s are misdiagnosed as being type 2. Now, guys, this isn't very common, and the most of you won't even have to worry about this. But here's the thing, and this is what I'm wondering, guys, and I want to hear y'all's opinion on this as well. What if, guys, hear me out. The woman, okay, she's young, and hopefully she knows about the proper human diet, and she's been eating that, so she's as healthy as she can be. and she becomes pregnant. And she continues to eat this proper human diet throughout all of her pregnancy. That way, her baby is being fed proper nutrition as well. Then the baby's born, and she continues to raise that baby throughout childhood on a proper human diet as well. Would the autoimmune disease that causes type 1 rear its ugly head? I mean, we know eating keto and carnivore can put in remission a lot of different autoimmune diseases. So, what about the one that causes type 1? And guys, I've not read that anywhere. I've not seen a video on that anywhere. This is just thoughts of my own. So, please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying that. I'm wondering it. So, what are your thoughts about that? It's just something I'm wondering about. Now, and don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming the moms out there. We all really didn't know what the standard American diet was truly doing to us. So it's not a blaming thing. I'm just wondering if, because you know what? The change begins with us. And if we change the way we eat and we teach our families to, and they do it, then our future generations will start eating the proper human diet. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see a decline in type 1s and LADA. I don't know. It's just a thought. But guys, this is why I have a level of anxiety every time I check my blood sugar. Because if you've been following my channel, then you likely know that my dad was type 1. And that puts me in the category for a high risk of actually being LADA. Now, right now, I'm not presenting any symptoms of that being the case. It's just something that stays in the back of my mind. And of course, if I end up being LADA, it's not the end of the world. There's lots of type 1s and type 1.5s out there who take insulin every day. And such would be the same for me if I become LADA. But still, every time I take my blood glucose and it's in the normal range, I just whisper a thank you, God. I certainly hope none of you are experiencing this, but I want this video to be available to anyone that is, so they may have an idea of what might be going on. Now remember, I'm not a doctor, and this video is not meant to diagnose anyone with anything. My friends, thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.